about the good news? Y'all sleeping on me, huh? Had a good snooze. Wake up, nigga.
Bennet Best Character.
When Wriothesley came out, there were a lot of misconceptions about him, such as he needs Furina, he needs C1, Ayaka is better, and worst of all, he is not the beast. But today I have decided to prove how these are all false and frankly slanderous information. First and foremost, let's address the elephant in the room. Ayaka being better than Wriothesley is straight up not true, and let me explain why. Okay, so Kamisato Ayaka straight up does not function in most situations. This mainly is the case because Ayaka is a purely front-loaded damage dealer that relies on the freeze reaction to both lock her enemies in place and give herself crit rate from the 4 Blizzard Stray set. And because of her nature as a damage dealer, she ends up being ridiculously expensive, often needing up to 5 costs in team building. While Wriothesley deals his damage in a more well-rounded way, which in today's meta is much more favorable. Wriothesley simply does not have bad matchups, and is a much cheaper DPS than "I need 5 5-stars to be subpar" Kamisato Ayaka's bitch ass. All Wriothesley needs to perform in a top meta state is the melt reaction. And also, most Wriothesley players are simply just playing him wrong. A very common misconception about Wriothesley is that he needs C1 to be good, that his C1 should be in his base kit. But I would like to offer a common solution, which is unleashing the beast. I was a young boy when I first stepped into the realm of nothingness. The realm contained nothing but my own presence. It was the embodiment of all that defined me as a being. It was eerie, terrifying, and even nightmare-inducing. After images of me sprung into existence and circled around me, screaming in unison, "You must entry C! You have to entry C! You will entry C!" It was then I realized that I defined the realm. As I gazed further and further into the abyss, I uncovered the beast. Wriothesley has an inconceivable, unfathomable power no other Genshin Impact character has. The sacred art of the N3C. Fun fact, Wriothesley is the godfather of 50k DPS. He is the first character to break 50k damage per second in Genshin Impact. You are probably curious, BBC tips, what is so good about N3C'ing? What even are the benefits of N3C'ing? N3C'ing provides interactive, engaging gameplay experiences, such as good AoE performance, high single target damage, and very efficient stamina management while having much better AoE, while being easier to do than M5C, which leads me to my next point. Wriothesley C1 is a DPS loss. Yes, you heard me. But BBC tips, why is Wriothesley C1 a DPS loss? Listen, Wriothesley C1 looks good on paper, but it ruins the beauty of Wriothesley gameplay. It ruins the grace and beauty of the N3C and changes it to an utterly suboptimal combo of N5C to get any value out of that bait constellation. Let me put it this way. When you don't N3C, you are Leastly. When you N3C, you are the beast. Now let's talk team comms. Some Wriothesley team comms include Bestiality Wriothesley, Obesity Wriothesley, Magnetism Wriothesley, and Nahida Bennet Toma Wriothesley. All of these meta-defining team comms compete against the high-tier meta DPSs, such as Nuvalet, Alhaiton, Chaos Sino, and Afu Meadow Hypercarry. All of the carries mentioned above are on the same vernacular as Wriothesley. And I would even personally argue that Wriothesley is better than Neuvillette. But BBC tips why? How could you possibly think that Wriothesley is better than my Hydro Sovereign Gold Neuvillette? Why? It's simple really. It's because Wriothesley has flawless synergy with Thoma, who is literally the best character in the game right now. While the only support Neuvillette has access to is this dogshit piece of shit Kazuha. Where do I even fucking begin with this fucking character, bro? Listen, Kazuha's grouping is so fucking ass. He pushes enemies away further than Xiao gets any sort of sexual play, and that motherfucker literally has HIV or some shit, I don't fucking know. He can't even get close to bitches, okay? And I was playing International on this fine Tuesday afternoon, right? I was in the middle of my rotation, and I did 2 Kazuha E's. Little did I expect that when I came back to the rotation, I have started 2 fucking families already, alright? And even then, one of my families, my mistress fucking died. And guess what happened when I returned to my PC? I looked at the screen and this motherfucker is still unsheathing his tiny ass sword. And he's like, the clouds hang, the birds come. And tell me what the genuine fuck was all of that for? Listen, with this bum ass, fart sniffing ass motherfucker, his fuel time, 5 whole seconds. What did I get for it? 15% damage increase, dog shit ass group, sometimes anti-grouping because of his dog shit ass plunge, 0 DPR. And I would like to ask you a question, okay? What happens more, a primary target swirl or Albedo doing competent damage? Answer me. It's fucking Albedo doing damage. This motherfucker gets no primary target swirls. It does not happen. It's literally a fucking fever dream. There was also one fucking time I asked, right? I asked for, what are the relevant Kazuha teams? These motherfuckers told me straight to my face! Kokomi Hyper. Kokomi Hyper carry. 42k. Pure single target. 9 and 2W DPS. Kokomi Hyper carry. Who are you healing? Are you healing the team or the fucking enemy? Right? And I'm telling you, archaeologists discovered dinosaur fossils by studying this motherfucker's... What even is... Look at his posture, bro. Is he a T-Rex? He clearly doesn't have a strength of a T-Rex. What the fuck is that? His purpose in life is literally 15% more damage for Neuvillette. He's competing with Jean Gunhilder. That's right, I remembered her fucking name to hate on this motherfucker, right? I remembered her full fucking government name, Jean Gunhilder. Now let me just run you through a flashback, right? This happened when I was a young boy. A salesman approached me. He offered me an Amiibo damage support femboy. He told me he was universal. He told me he would work on every team. He told me he would make every team better. And if I don't have him, I'm not playing Genshin Impact. But when I opened the bag, it was all coal. And at first I thought, maybe I was scammed. But no, this is just fucking Kazuha. This is what he is worth. And you know why it was coal? Because he only worked the fucking Mono Pyroclee! And even in the story, he has more screen time than he has fuel time in an international rotation. And guess what he contributes? It's gameplay accurate. Nothing! He does fucking nothing, okay? This dude's whole personality is a dead person. This dead person contributed more to a country than this motherfucker. His whole personality is dead people. Why is he there? What is he worth? Remove him from the fucking game. And listen, I know I'm going to get some comments like BBC tips, but what about when he blocked the Muso no Hitotachi from Raiden? Like, I want you to listen to yourself for a second. I want you to think about what you're saying. Because all he did was block a C0 Raiden ult. Yes. He blocked a C0 Raiden ult. Even fucking Overworld Asimon can tank a C0 Raiden ult. In fact, even an Overworld Mitacho can tank a C0 Raiden ult. Do you know why? Do you know why this is the case? Because C0 Raiden ult does 50k DPR. He just blocked 50k DPR. He only blocked 50k DPR. And because of the fact that Neuvillette uses Kazuha, Wriothesley is simply just much better. Because he abuses one of the best characters in the game, Thoma. Now Thoma has some of the best, if not the best, defensive utility that is incomparable throughout Teyvat. And yes, I am including even the Geo Archon Morax pales in comparison to Thoma's defensive utility, and it all comes down to one reason. This is because his shield constantly refreshes, meaning that even if it breaks, it comes back in 4 seconds, allowing you to tank another hit. And what does this mean for Wriothesley? It means that he gets better interruption resistance and devastating melts, buffed by C6 Thoma's NA and CA damage bonus. No other character can utilize the sheer utility of Thoma as well as Wriothesley. Wriothesley Entry C is an awful metal that melts. He is the one who melts, and that is exactly how Wriothesley became Heisenbeast. BBC Tips out.